I got a message from someone today that I thought was so important to address because I think we've all felt it. She said, I've been feeling a bit of anxiety. What if I commit to my process and it doesn't work? Now, I'll tell you exactly what I told her, but I also want to break down this doubt because it's just so universal. We've all been there. In fact, this is a protective factor that we have as humans. It makes sense when we break it down, but it doesn't actually serve us. This principle of, well, if I don't try, then I don't have to feel bad about not succeeding. Now, I know that sounds a little silly to put it like that, but we all have this protective tendency that we have to fight to put ourselves in positions to improve. Think about it. Let's say you have an exam and you prepare super well. You devote plenty of time to studying and then you get the grade back and you failed. How does that make you feel about yourself and your worth? You're not only going to feel bad about failing, but you're also going to feel terrible about your own intelligence and your ability to learn or your capabilities. This hurts, and it's really damaging to your self-image. And remember, our brains on some level are trying to protect our self-image. So rather than putting ourselves out there to try hard things and potentially failing, our instinct is often to not try so we don't have to go through the shame. If we didn't go to the tryout and subsequently don't make the team, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. If you practice and try out and don't make the team, your self-image takes a big hit. Again, this makes a lot of sense on paper, but this is also why most people don't put themselves in the position to work towards goals, because they are afraid about what it says about them if they fall short. This is normal, and the fact that you're here working towards goals already puts you well above the norm. So here's what I told her, and here's where I want you to shift your paradigm. Instead of thinking about results as either a pass or fail, I want you to think of your results as simply information that we use to inform the process. If you're nailing your process and you're getting the results you want, that's a pretty good indication that the process is working and we should stick to it. Now, if you're nailing your process and not getting the results, this simply dictates an adjustment needed in your process. If you study for the exam and still fail, this tells us we need a different approach. So maybe you decide for the next exam that you meet with a teacher once per week, or you start watching some online tutorials. If you're nailing all your prospect calls, but you aren't hitting your numbers for the month, we know we need an adjustment. Maybe you add asking for one referral per day to your process. So when you get that little bit of self-doubt in your brain that says, but what if it doesn't work? Recognize that doesn't make you weak. It makes you normal. And remind yourself, if it doesn't work, I make an adjustment. We may not know what the solution is yet, but I know there is one. And you have to know there is one. Stay relentless about this.